I mean, I'm a Army veteran from the Gulf War era. I served through most of the 90s. Um, Left active duty just prior to 9/11. Why I personally oppose these imperial wars, because the actual effects and the consequences of these actions are destructive. Obviously, they're destructive, of course, on the people um, who were supposedly waging these wars for. They're destructive to the American population who have to sacrifice and pay for these things and go without so much so that these wars can be paid for. And it's also destructive to the military personnel here in the U.S. From that era within Veterans for Peace. And now, while the resistance at home was huge and was crucial, it was actually anti-war resistance within the military that was key to ending the war on Vietnam. And so that's a very proud tradition that most Americans are not aware of, and we really need to be, because this is what will carry us forward, and what we're facing today. You can see how desperate and how effective that was, because the empire has worked really hard to erase some of this history. I mean, I served in some of the same units and some of the same installations where some of this resistance happened just a generation previous, and I never knew about any of it. So that's very much by design. So during the Vietnam War, you had the many uh, service members who deserted, for example, who refused orders. You also had those who did go to Vietnam, but then they did all sorts of things to stall, to delay, to carry out their orders very poorly, and to basically just jam up the system and prevent things from working and prevent this evil from occurring.